I personally believe that this sniper is the best friend of anyone wanting to take their PvE experience to the next level. And so today, Guardians, we're taking a look at the Izanagi's Burden. So the Izanagi's Burden is a sniper rifle that comes with the exotic perk Honed Edge. By holding the reload button, you convert the entire magazine into a single powerful round that increases range and deals increased damage. And this round is far better than you might realize, because it opens up for huge DPS combinations that are the best you can get in the game. Or, you know, you could just run Xenophage, but f that, we're here for the sweat. Let me introduce you to the concept of why this is such a good sniper. As you can see, this sets up an incredible amount of DPS using any grenade launcher with auto-loading holster and spike grenades. And if you want to go the extra step, you can add full core to the mix and watch as this combo goes from ultra to godlike, melting just about anything. The sniper itself is a 90 rounds per minute sniper, meaning it can headshot guardians out of revives in PvP, while also being a solid all-around sniper in PvE. Recoil patterns shouldn't really be a thing of interest, since most of the time you would be aiming for the head in PvP, or use Honed Edge in PvE, meaning that is a one shot followed by a reload. But in the rare case you fire it multiple times, the gun bounces up and to the right, so counteract this by going down and to the left. Also worth mentioning is that reload perks do not work for Honed Edge, so don't invest in sniper rifle loaders when building a loadout around this weapon. The reason I believe this is the best sniper in the game for PvE is simply because it rewards a skillful hand. If you can calmly work with an auto-loading grenade launcher, you will never have to worry about dealing enough damage ever again. You simply become the damage of the team. This requires practice and patience though, as you might at times, and I myself am guilty of doing this, I forget to reload another Honed Edge round before swapping weapons, meaning I lose DPS. As for PvP and Gambit, this weapon has some uses there as well. In Gambit you could potentially use this combo for maximizing damage towards the high value target, primeval, and possibly one-shot guardians with Honed Edge body shots, just for the sake of it. But I always feel like if you want to use this for invaders in Gambit or guardians in PvP, then any other sniper does the job equally as good without using the exotic weapon slot. The same can be said in the current meta for Gambit, where if you have a Warlock well and guardians running Falling Guillotine, you could just melt the boss in seconds with swords. But that's not to say that this is useless in Gambit, quite the opposite, so don't feel like you shouldn't try it out there. So how do you get this fine piece of hardware? Well, that's a journey and a half. If you're watching this before Beyond Light, your journey is a long one, and if you're watching this past Beyond Light's launch date, then if everything's going as Bungie intended, you'll be able to get this through the Memorial Kiosk. So, let's talk about before Beyond Light. You start by heading to the Volunder Forge. And interact with this box here. This will give you the item, a mysterious box, which need a set of keys that you gain by the end of each forge to unlock. Meaning you'll have to do all of the forges except for Bergusia. And we'll get into details later on in the guide here why you don't need Bergusia. You also need to kill the 2 small drones that spawn in each forge to activate the maximum temper buff. This will make you elightable to loot the key chests at the end of the forge activity. And before I go into what all the other steps are, I highly recommend that you start picking up bounties now, because later on you're gonna need a rare bounty. After you've gathered the butterfly, hand, and fish key, you will begin your quest to unlock the Black Armory key. To start this off, head to Ada after inserting the first 3 keys. You should be left with a mysterious box that now only needs a Black Armory key insertion. He will give you a mold with instructions that you first need to head to the Leviathan raid on Nessus. And yes, you can do this easily as a solo player. You will launch the normal raid, and head towards this gate to open the underbelly. You then pull the switches in the order 1, 5, 3, 2, 4, 6. You will then get a notification stating that the path is open and an audio cue confirming you did it correctly. Now head down into the underbelly by jumping along these pipes and head to the transit. Here you will kill these turrets for watcher lenses. When you've cleared the room once, head back outside the room and activate the lever again to reset all the drones. Repeat until you have all the lenses. When you're done with that, you then head to the EDC and collect Glimmering Amethyst. This can be done by looting either public event chests or the chests at the end of strikes. For the fastest completion time of this, I recommend doing the Lake of Shadows strike. When this is done, you will then head to the Bergusha Forge. Kill the small drones for maximum temper, and forge the Black Armory key. This will be the final key you need to open the box, which will reveal 2 items, a mysterious decryption device and a mysterious data pad. Take the decryption device back to Ada and she will give you the next part of the quest, which is to complete a rare bounty. These have a chance to be rewarded to you when turning in any other Black Armory bounty. So make sure to turn in as many as you can for a chance to get one. When you then turn in the rare bounty, you will be rewarded with the Obsidian Crystal consumable. Use this to start off the next part of the quest, in which you will head into the Shattered Throne dungeon and complete it to get the Ascendant Glass Shard. Thereafter, you will have to do the Pyramidion Strike once for another item, and then finally one last Bergusha Forge to complete the quest and forge the weapon. A lot for one weapon, right? But it's very much worth it. And as for the catalyst, you will need the base gun and a fully masterworked Menagerie Chalice. Then it will be rewarded by the end of any heroic Menagerie run. And that pretty much sums it up, Guardians. I hope you enjoyed the guide, I hope it was easy to follow along, and as always, if you did enjoy it, then liking and subscribing is a great way to stay up to date on the latest uploads, as well as a great way to support the channel itself. Until next time, this is TC Spectre, signing off.